Spencer. No, it's okay, Spencer.
Sorry,
You guys,
Harrison.
yeah, everyone look at Spencer for a second. Isn't he just so beautiful? Like, look at that man. That's such a beautiful man. And I think what everyone else here can really see is just how deep that beauty goes. You're a very kind soul, and that's where that beauty stems from. It's so hard for me to genuinely wrap my mind around the fact that you're an underclassman. Man, this guy's a sophomore. You don't have the right to do this, man. How can you be so awesome? One of the things I remember the most about Senior Wills was what Kennedy said to you last year. She said that there was something bright about you, that you were strong, and that you were gonna grow so much in this camp. I don't know a lot about the last part because you were already like 6'2" at that point. But I'm glad to know that you've made all the rest of us grow with you. This camp wouldn't be the same without you. And I'm so sad I don't get to be there with you for these next 2 years. Joy's proud. To my tape guys. Ethan, Elijah, thank you for doing all the tape this week. I mean, look at how much tape is taped up right here. I know the counselors did a lot of that, but I'm going to credit the tape guys. Everyone, a quick round of applause for the tape guys. Ethan, I remember meeting you all those years ago in your cabin. I got to room with you when you were just a little kid. Wakanda has grown you so much. And getting to see you every year is such a beautiful moment for me. I know I've been with you through a lot of really bright moments and a lot of really dark moments. And I'm so glad you found light within your life to help you guide you through those moments. I want you to know that I'm always there for you, man. I love you so much. Good. We're gonna get to like 7, at least. Elijah. I can't even read any of this. I'm tears in my eyes. I'm just gonna say this from the heart. I feel like I've known you forever, man, and that's because I have. Even before I was actually in church with you, you were always there in my life. You're such an incredible person. You're so smart and kind and funny. And you're such a powerful leader. And I've seen you do so much this week. Every time that someone's been asked to do something, you're always the first to get up and go do it. And sometimes you're the first person even when they're not asked. You have a caring and giving soul that I admire and envy. And I've always been so glad that I got to drive up here with you in the years. For as much as camp is full of all these beautiful memories, it's that hour and a half before and after that I take just as special in my heart. I love you, Elijah. Shauna, Wild Tea coordinator. The Wild Tea was quite coordinated this week. A lot of that goes to the Wild Tea. You guys did great. I know you have a job that is oftentimes pretty overlooked, and all things considered a pretty new job. And I want to thank you for taking that new position with invisible shoes to fill and making them in a beautiful shape. You've done incredible work, and it wouldn't be quite as easy without you. To our directors, Liz, you're all the way on the end now.
I had to put the phone down. I needed my arm.
That's fair. It's been a while. Kim, great. I'm going to try and make it to 45. No, that's on the low end. I'm saying I'm going to try and get it under. We're going to go through this. You all have been an incredible source of help both this week and through the past year of my life preparing for this camp and everything that came alongside this. You have shown me so much kindness and humility and grace. And this camp wouldn't be possible without you. And even though you're in a bit of a more forward-facing role, you're also in a very thankless role often, and a role that sometimes means that you can't take as much time to be very personal with campers. But I want you to know that in my time here over these years, I've formed a very personal relationship with the both of you. I'm so glad I got to spend my week as co-pres with you all. You all mean the world to me. Zoe. I could not have asked for a better, I was gonna say co-pres, but maybe just a better person to have work with me this past year. You've been kind and caring and considerate and always willing to do what it takes to put people ahead of yourself. This is the first year that I haven't been in small group with you here at CYF. And I guess that's a sacrifice we had to make to get this work done together. We still got our morning meetings. We still got all that time. And I'm so grateful that even from the very end of camp last year, when we spent 5 weeks at the same college campus and went to church together every Sunday, I think that was when I had a realization that I wasn't ever going to have a problem this week. Because more than even just being a leader, or even just a kind and caring person, you're focused, you're talented, and you're willing to do what it takes to always put people in front of yourself. I want to take this time to have a moment to put you before anything else, and just thank you for everything. I want to let you know something that we haven't really talked that much about in small group. 4 last year, when you had to leave for sickness, I think you were maybe the only thing we talked about for about a day. How the small group wasn't the same without you. And how much we were waiting for you to come back. The day when you did was one of the happiest times I've had at camp. I know there have always been people at camp that you've been a bit closer with. You came with the largest church that comes here. So, but you have always been, and have continued to be this week, my rock. I will to you someone who in your life who is as grounding and caring and genuine as you are and have been to me. And as we end our time as co-presidents together, I want to thank you for everything. This is the part where I start getting into the papers. I got whole papers on here. One for the long haul, folks.
43.
We're not making it to 45 minutes. Casey. They say that anyone who's important in your life, you always meet twice. I met Casey the first time under a different name, a lot meaner to me. I think in 5th grade. I left with just a sense of, what a person. What a time. Someone that I think is best described by Kim at the start of this. No, it was by Liz at the start of this week, who said a Disney princess, but like not a normal Disney princess, like a cool Disney princess. I think that kind of sums it up a little bit. But I'm me, so I have like more stuff to say. Camping here with you is always kind of the first and last place I want to be. I look back over a lot of my memories here at Wakandaho. I think about a lot of these incredible things that happened that made it possible for me to enjoy my time here. And you make up kind of a lot of them. All the variety shows, the dinners we've had together, songs by the campfire, keynotes, those never long enough Friday vespers. Sometimes I think about times where we weren't even really doing anything together. We were just there, and that was enough. Even in the memories where we have nothing to do, I think about how much happier they were to have you in them. This is sort of normally the part of the will where I give like next steps, instructions. I don't really know if there's anything I can tell you that you don't already know. A lot of times it can feel like you have a bit of a spin on things that I don't. You're the best person I know. One of the best artists I've ever seen. You're the sharpest mind that I've only had the beginning of the pleasure to get to understand. You have things that people can't take away from you. So I guess the only advice I'd give you is to not let them. You are one of the most exceptional people in the world. Know that there's someone out here who considers you the most exceptional person in the world, and that he's right. I've missed you a lot this past year, more than I could think. I could miss someone, even if they were in an ocean away. You're like an hour or two. We met up a couple of times. 2 weeks in every month, yeah. I can only imagine how much I'll miss you next year. But for this short remaining time that we're still here, I want to say thanks for everything, for being friends with me. It's been one of the greatest joys I have known. And the fact that you have been in my life is a gift I don't think I can ever repay. I can't wait to see all the more incredible things you're going to do, Casey. Because whatever it is, I just know how great it's going to be. I tell you good luck, but I don't think you'll need it. But I'll still wish you all the luck in the world for whatever you do. Just as long as you're yourself, do whatever you do. So I know I've kind of said so much, so I'll just leave you with a final will. I want to will you my name tag this year so you can add it to the rest of your collection. And I'm going to will you every night sky at camp. Because as much as I said every important person you meet twice in your life, I think I've met Casey again every single time I've seen her. Penelope. I want to will you a beautiful future here at Wakandaho. I really love you, Penelope. I hope you know that. I know we haven't always in our life seen exactly eye to eye on everything. I've heard you talk about a lot of things, your struggles, your joys, everything in between. And I'm sure I've only barely scratched the surface of a lot of it, but you're you and you're everything you can do. And that's so exciting to me. It's whenever I see you playing on the 4-square court or joking around on the porch or doing whatever it is you're doing, I think about the little girl that I met more than 15 years ago before I even really had the conscience to know that I was meeting someone. I met her and I already felt like she seemed to have something figured out. Seeing her grow into this beautiful, beautiful girl sitting in front of me has been one of the best joys of my life. It has been an honor and a privilege to see that little girl grow into you. And the only advice that I can give to you is to never stop growing. And to never let anyone else tell you otherwise. Because you can do anything. You can do it. No matter what it is, it's something you can do. You're still young, so am I. And we're still at the beginning of this story that's life. And that's insane to think about. Because I'll be honest about earlier, when I see you on the 4-square court, joking around, or when I see you here, I don't just see that little girl. I see a lot of me. I see so much of myself in you that it hurts. And I think it hurts only because there's that little sting of knowing how much you'll outgrow me. Even though you kind of already have. You have a lot ahead of you. And I don't know if I really have any other advice I can give you because I don't know if I could say anything that wouldn't just mess it up. You're going to do really great things, Penelope. And I can't wait to see them happen. when you're older, when that story of life is a little bit closer to its end. I'm still gonna look back to the start, at the beginning, at that little girl. And I'm gonna look at now and just think about how much I love you. I'm lucky to be your brother. I love you, P. So now that we're done with that, I just have one last thing for everyone here. Quick time check.
You're at 47 minutes and 33 seconds.
We'll try and keep it brief. It's not going to be brief. This has been a lot harder than I thought this was going to be.
We're going to need a Felix intermission in a minute.
That's okay. We have time. We built the schedule around this, I'm sure.
No, not really.
Really?
No.
Give this man his time limit.
I'm gonna finish now. I know that I might not know a lot of you as well as I'd like to, but I think over the course of this week, past couple of years, really a lot of my life, I've gotten to know at least enough to know you all as a group and say some things. As we sit here together, filled with all the memories of everything I've done this week, every other time over these past 13 years that I've stood here in front of a group like this of just truly remarkable people and had the chance to speak my mind. Looking out over all your beautiful crying faces, knowing all the beautiful souls that lie behind them, I consider myself the proudest man in the world to have shared the title of co-pres this week. This place, these people, this camp has been my home away from home. And more than that, it's been my tabernacle. Now, some of you who might know me a little bit better than others know that I don't say that very lightly. I have a tradition, something I do every time I enter and exit Wakandaho. It's always the first and last thing I say is the word tabernacle. Something I've been doing since I think I was in like 6th grade, maybe even before. And definitely before I knew what that word really meant. But I think it might be the perfect word to describe Wakandaho. Tabernacle is if you'll forgive me one last weird fact, it's a biblical term for this temporary habitation, dwelling, shelter of light construction. It's generally a place of religious importance, a place of worship that gets set up and can get taken down somewhere else. I think it's often mentioned when Moses is leading the Israelites out of Egypt. So for these couple last hours that I actually have my co-pres Bible, I wanted to read you all 2 verses from the Bible. We're going to keep it short. It's Exodus 25, 8 and 9. Then have them make a sanctuary for me, and I will dwell among them. Make this tabernacle and all its furnishings exactly like the pattern I will show you. It means a lot more to me than just sort of a temporary religious outpost. And while Wakanda is definitely a sanctuary for me, it's so much more than that. Tabernacles, to me, are the places and the people that carry God with them. No matter what, the living proof that the church, faith, God is not just a place or a service, it's an idea, a feeling, a truth. That God is wherever you find it. The love I have for all of you in this place, the love that you all have shown me this week has made camp a tabernacle for me. And every time I see you all, I see a world that's just a little bit brighter for having had you all in it. This week has been nothing short of perfect, and saying goodbye is never easy. It's hard to believe that our time's already come to an end. From the first day we arrived, filled with excitement, maybe for some of us, including me, a bit of nervousness, to now, when we're about to leave, full of memories. We felt a lot this week. We shared laughter, tears, silence, and love that will last a lifetime. We've explored new horizons, discovered hidden talents, and learned what it means to be linked by love. Every campfire song, game of Foursquare, morning watch, or keynote, every Vespers and meal, where I just got to see all of you right here where I see you now, has forged a link of experiences in my mind that will stay with me forever. Earlier, I said that this was the first and last place that I ever really wanted to be. Now that last part's kind of adding a little bit of emphasis. It's all feeling a little bit too real. Because after this, I'll be gone, and this place is just going to be yours. Some of you only have a year or 2 left at camp. Some of you may be coming to Wakandaho for the first time. Some of you may be like me in your final year of Wakandaho, standing up here for what might be the last time. everyone, even if it's your last week here, especially if it's your last week here, don't waste a second of it. Because before you know it, you'll be standing right here in front of all these people in a place that binds us together, where we all go to be linked by love. And we're about to leave it behind. So, Camp Wakanda, I will to you the future of this camp. I will to you every laugh that's left to bellow, every tear left to cry, every memory left to make, every way too long senior speech that goes on for like an hour, and all the love that this place can give you. CYF1 2024, I will you a place to find God and the strength to carry that godliness with you, wherever you go, and whatever you be. I will you all my tabernacle. Take good care of it. I have a feeling it will take pretty good care of you.